Our names are Mike and Heather. We're traveling the US in our van Appa on a mission to visit all 50 states. Subscribe and join us as we try to figure out this whole van life thing. As always, thanks for watching. Hello and welcome to another day here in Tennessee. We spent the last couple of days in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, where we drove the famous drives, got out a little bit and hiked to the top of the
tallest mountain in the Smoky Mountains.
Yep, there we go. We are now on the Foothills Parkway on our way to Pigeon Forge, where we're going to be exploring for the next couple of days here.
This is a really sort of picturesque drive through the Smoky Mountains, and it's a little bit away from the hustle and bustle of the main national park. You can take it a little bit slower and not feel the bumper-to-bumper traffic of some of the more popular areas in the park. We have pulled off at one of the overlooks here on the Foothills Parkway, and we're gonna make ourselves some lunch because it's about midday. Not a bad spot for lunch.
I'm going to be making myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, whereas Mike has decided to whip out the air fryer and make some corn dogs. The only problem is we have a mini air fryer, so we have to break the corn dog stick and have to be able to fit it in. Now that we have finished our lunch and have taken in the beautiful scenery, we are ready to hit the road and hopefully see a lot more of it.
I feel so alive. Never felt so right. I feel so alive. I feel so alive.
We have made it off of the Foothills Parkway and on our way to Pigeon Forge. We are stopped at Goats on a Roof. We were driving past and we couldn't pass it up. It looked like too much fun. So they have a mountain roller coaster, which this area is known for. There's lots of mountain coasters, but there's also goats on the roof.
The mountain coaster, like Heather said, is something that's a big deal in this area of Tennessee. You go up and ride a individual cart down a roller coaster like track all the way down the mountain. So it should be fast and exciting and a lot of fun. That looks pretty fun.
Oh gosh, we're on one small cart together and
We'll see how this goes.
yeah, we're crawling up this pretty steep hill.
So you can either ride independently or together, and we had planned to ride each in our own cars, and then they told us that we could ride together if we want, so we figured this would be a good experience to share.
A bonding experience.
Yeah, because after 14 years we need to bond more. So it is a cozy fit for 2 adults. I think this is meant for children.
I wonder if there's a weight limit on this thing.
I don't think so. I think just the heavier you are, the faster you go down the mountain. We're going up a steep one now. I think this is the last descent.
Here we go. Bend the handle forward and have fun.
This is going faster than I thought!
Oh, I don't like that.
No.
Okay, good. Oh, I feel like we're coming off the rail.
Are we gonna fall off?
I honestly don't know.
Oh my gosh, look at this one.
This is way fast.
Track ends.
Oh my god.
That was a lot more intense than I thought it was going to be. Like, a lot more intense. We were flying.
Yeah.
Especially around the corners. It's whips ya.
It'd be interesting to see how it is with one adult in each car, because with 2 adults with that much weight and that much speed,
I mean, those people are still flying, so.
Yeah, everyone's going fast, but I felt like when we went around those tight turns, because there's tight turns, it felt like we were tipping just a little bit, so we backed down the speed a little bit, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and not too expensive. It's $26 for both of us.
Yeah,
so.
and it was a fairly quick ride, but I think you can also take that a little bit faster or a little bit slower, depending on how you...
I would pull it slower next time, definitely. But now we're gonna go feed the goats on the roof to hopefully slow down my heartbeat a little bit, because it's still pumping pretty fast. Okay, somewhere we should be able to find goat chow to be able to feed the goats. So we found the goat chow, and there's 2 different ways to feed the goats. One is by putting it into this crazy contraption that puts it up, and then the goats can eat it on the roof. Or you can go over there and feed them like a petting zoo. But what's really cool is that this is a souvenir cup too, so I guess after you clean it out really, really good, you can take a drink out of it.
All right, I'll try the bike.
That's okay. These are muscles. Faster, they're hungry. Oh, now he can get it. There, that's good. Look at you what your hard work did.
I know.
This is not the most comfortable position. Yeah, speed racing.
Heather, goat feeder.
Yeah, expert goat feeding. That's hard work. That was a lot of fun.
And some work.
I know, I'm sweating now. So it looks like they can freely go. So there's goats up there, goats down here, and it looks like they can just go up to the roof whenever they want. But these ones look pretty hungry. I don't think you need any more. You're the biggest one. Hey, girl. All gone. And just like that, we've successfully gone through a whole tub of goat chow. So that stuff was a lot of fun. I had read that mountain coasters are something that this area is known for and had no idea what to expect, but man, did that thing really fly. And then the goats, I mean, how can you not love feeding goats? So that was just a really cool, quirky, fun experience, which I think summarizes the whole Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg area very well, because it is just cheeky tourist destination after tourist destination, so it really meets the vibe.
Yeah, and it is that sort of tourist activity in a really beautiful setting. You actually go up into the hills with the beautiful fall colors around you, so it still was very much on point in terms of just a nice scenic activity with that tourist tie-in.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun, and we have seen a bunch of those. So this one is a little bit outside Pigeon Forge, but we saw some of them in Gatlinburg as we kind of made our way through.
We can't miss them.
Yeah.
But that one's a pretty good one.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that.
We are making our way towards Pigeon Forge Center, where we're hopefully gonna find a spot to boondock for the night, probably a Cracker Barrel, because we have an early morning tomorrow. And when I mean early, I mean before sunrise. So we'll probably call it earlier than we normally would tonight, just to make sure that we're up on time, because we definitely don't want to miss that. Good morning. This morning has been rather eventful and not the best way. We woke up at the Cracker Barrel and our car wouldn't start. We haven't left the lights on in a while, but last night was one of those nights, so we had to wait a little while for our car to jump, but we made it on time
to the Gatlinburg Skylift, and we are taking it up to the top where there is a beautiful view of the sunrise waiting for us.
We're pretty high. We're getting up there. It's like, I've been on ski lifts before because I'm a skier, but this one's like straight up.
This is a very steep ski lift. Yeah, that's pretty steep looking back.
There is an end in sight. We will be getting off of this thing.
Hi folks, we're about to take your picture, so look right here at the camera and smile.
I think I blinked.
I think I did too.
So we've made it to the top. It's like a little complex up here. There's a Skybridge that we'll have access to and a bunch of different seating areas. But when we got to the top, we were greeted with little treat baskets. So there's muffin and I think some fruit and yogurt.
Yes.
But now we're gonna dive into this so we can start exploring. The sky's getting a little bit lighter, so the sun should be up any minute now.
We're walking together through any weather. You and I, side by side. We can go anywhere when the sun is shining and the world is smiling. And it's you.
The sun is still working its way through that little bit of clouds, but it is up, and hopefully we'll see it a little bit more as the morning goes on. But now we are walking to the Tulip Tower to explore that area a little bit before we cross back over the Sky Bridge and enjoy the rest of our day here in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area.
So we're on the Sky Trail now, which is one of the two ways that you can kind of get from one side of the complex to the other. But they do have some Halloween decorations out. They've got little things lining the trail. So a really enjoyable morning so far. It's been cool to see the colors start to come up as the sun peaks up and lightens the area. We haven't gotten that kind of classic sunrise that you would maybe hope for, but it's been really cool to just see all of the colors and that sort of golden edge to the clouds as the sun starts to light those up too.
At least this bridge doesn't have a see-through drop feature.
No, but it's much more wobbly.
Yeah, I know. Ugh, it's like a trampoline. Made it.
So they have a lot of cool interpretation here, talking about sort of the rebuilding of the Skylift and this area after the devastating wildfires in 2016. So it's cool to learn a bit more about that. and the restoration efforts, as well as a little bit more about the Skybridge and some of what's going on up here.
Made it to the top. If you stand still, you can actually feel this thing swaying a little bit. Let's go.
It's like walking on a boat. I'm holding the camera steady, so all this movement is the bridge.
Made it. Oh, solid ground. Back across this bridge now.
Yes. So this is a very long bridge, and the part that I think is the coolest that Heather hates is there's a few 4 or 5 glass panels that you can look down and see below the bridge.
So this is the sketchy part. It's in the middle, so you have to walk on it, and it's a pretty big drop. There's literally a I don't like this. Made it.
I mean, we're still over an enormous drop on a bridge, but at least you can't see it. It's cool to see Gatlinburg from this angle. You get a vantage point that lets you see the different streets that when you're driving them are super busy, but you look at the town and it's not as big as it seems from up here.
And just like that, back on the chairlift and heading down.
The views are just really pretty amazing. It was an early morning, but definitely worth it.
You can see Appa from here.
Oh yeah.
3, 2, 7, go.
Today was supposed to be spent exploring the Pigeon Forge area in Gatlinburg, checking out some of the cool shops and attractions. However, after the Skybridge and Skylift adventure that we had this morning, our van started acting up.
One of the things that was happening was we were having issues when we were idling, so that was being stopped at traffic lights or just when we were turning the car on where it would stall out. And we also noticed some fluctuations with the RPMs as we were driving and some sputtering in the engine. We were able to fortunately get Appa into a shop a little bit outside of Pigeon Forge towards Knoxville to be able to get the van in, get the O2 sensor replaced, get that check engine light turned off, and be ready to go again.
So now that everything is all squared away, we are ready to head back into Pigeon Forge and salvage the rest of this day. And what a better way to do that but at Dollywood. So now we are headed to the #1 thing to do in the Pigeon Forge area, which of course is Dollywood, an amusement park by the one and only Dolly Parton.
For those of you getting off, the park will be open until 9 p.m. tonight.
We have officially entered the park of Dollywood and are getting our first glimpses of this really awesome park. We have 4 main objectives in the park today. 1, ride the train. 2, ride a roller coaster. 3, get the cinnamon bread. And 4,
See a show.
yes.
All the wait times seem to be fairly low. We're definitely gonna jump on some of the rides while we can.
First one, lightning rod. Well, they go faster after that.
That was a wooden roller coaster, and it was going sideways and almost upside down and leaps and like you were weightless. It was so much beyond what I expected. It was an amazing ride. It was super fun.
That roller coaster, absolutely crazy. Unlike anything we've ever ridden before. So we checked off 1 thing off our list, and we're moving on to number 2, the cinnamon bun. The cinnamon bread bun?
Yes. So I think there's no bun, I think it's just bread.
That.
So we stopped over at the grist mill, grabbed some cinnamon bread, a couple of icings, and we're going to dig in. This is like a loaf of cinnamon bread.
Yeah.
It is massive.
But challenge accepted, we can finish it. Maybe not. Maybe not. Hopefully you can hear us because the country music vibe here in Dollywood is strong, which I'm not complaining about.
This is the size of my hand.
This thing is huge.
So you can really smell the cinnamon bread across the park. And we just followed our noses to get over here, and it looks incredible. And I'm not even sure how to eat this without making a huge mess, so I think I'm just gonna go for it. I want a nice dippable size. That's the problem with taking a big bite. It's hard to finish quickly when you're trying to talk, but super good. Tastes like the best cinnamon roll, and the vanilla frosting is really, really good.
Somehow, trying cinnamon rolls across our travels has kind of become our thing. Whenever we see a famous cinnamon roll in the area, we have to try it. We've tried one on the Alaska Highway, tried one in Disney, Pismo Beach. We really love cinnamon rolls, so let's dive in and see if this one lives up to all the other great ones that we've tried. I mean, you can't really go wrong with a cinnamon roll, which is why we love them.
It lives up. It lives up to the hype. This is really good.
It was so hot when we walked out that my hands were burning from how hot the tin is. So this is still nice and warm. That's good. So we're gonna see how much damage that we can do, and then we're gonna get back out and explore some more of Dollywood, because we still have to ride the train and go see a show. So we are making our way to where we think the train station is, and we have stumbled upon a Halloween display with pumpkins floating overhead, and it looks really awesome. Look at that giant owl pumpkin.
Look at those.
Whoa.
Morning I wake, another beautiful day. I finally figured the recipe.
All the displays here are pretty impressive. So this guitar is actually strumming and the lights are changing.
A little bit of slow, a little bit of go, a little bit of high, a little bit of low. Live for the moment.
See you later. Bye-bye.
So we managed to check off the last 2 items on our list. We caught some really amazing local performances here throughout Dollywood. You really can't miss all the local music. And we caught the last train of the night.
The train was especially exciting for me because it has a connection to the Alaska Highway. So that train was used way back when they were building the Alcan, which was that military road up to Alaska during World War II. So we learned some really cool history about the train and about the park, and it was absolutely awesome. Definitely a must-do when you're in Dollywood. The live shows that were going on were awesome. Everyone was super talented, and the music they were playing was really great. So all in all, we really enjoyed our time in Dollywood. Even though it was just a half day, it was definitely worth the time to visit.
So from mountain roller coasters to really fast steel roller coasters and emotional roller coasters when our van was just turning off randomly. Needless to say, we've definitely had a really fun, wild time here in the Smoky Mountain area.
It is on to Alabama and state number 41 to continue the southern loop that we're on.
So that's where we'll pick you up. See y'all in Alabama.